Today we will learn about solving fractional equations that will lead to quadratic equations. But first, let us recall, do you know how to solve this fractional equation? Yes, since the left hand side and the right hand sides are both single fraction, we can cross multiply. And what do we have on the left hand side? We have 2 multiplied by 8, and on the right hand side we will have x multiplied by x. The denominator will shift up to the numerator on the other side. Simplifying, we will have 16 equals to x squared. Now, do you remember how to solve this? Yes, we will square root on both sides. But please remember the plus minus sign whenever you are solving this type of quadratic equations. Then we have x equals to plus minus 4. And by rewriting the x on the left hand side, we will have this. X equals to 4 or x equals to negative 4. Next, we will try to solve another type of fractional equation. Can we cross multiply now? The answer is no. On the left hand side, there are actually 2 fractions. Hence, it is not a single fraction and we cannot cross multiply. What we can do here is we will put x over 6 to the left hand side and we will put the 1 to the right hand side. Remember, when we do this, remember to change the sign. And hence 3x over 2 minus x over 6 equals to negative 1. Can you remember how to change to common denominator? Yes, we can change the denominator to the lowest common multiple, and in this case it is 6. And hence we will multiply 3 at the numerator and 3 at the denominator for this term. Then we have 9x over 6 minus x over 6 equals to negative 1. Since the denominator is now the same, we can put the numerators together. Hence, 9x minus x over 6 equals to negative 1. Simplifying further, we will have 8x over 6 equals to negative 1. What is the next step here? Since both sides are now single fraction again, we can cross multiply. Yes, negative 1 is a single fraction because it is negative 1 over 1. And hence, what is on your left hand side now after cross multiplying? We will have 8x. And on the right hand side, we will have negative 6. To solve this, we will divide 8 on both sides and we will have x equals to negative 6 over 8. Now, is this the final answer? Yes, you should simplify it and you must simplify to negative 3 over 4. Now, at this point you may ask, why don't we just make this into common denominator? Yes, you can do that as well. And what is the common denominator here? Yes, it will be 2, after which you can still cross multiply. In other words, we will change it to 3x over 2 plus 2 over 2 equals to x over 6. Now we will group the numerator together to become 3x plus 2 over 2 equals to x over 6. And yes, we can now cross multiply to get the answer. Now we shall proceed to solve this type of fractional equations that will lead to quadratic equation. So what is the first step in solving this type of fractional equation? Yes, since the left hand side and the right hand side are both single fraction, we shall now cross multiply. And on the left hand side we will have 8 minus 3x multiplied by x plus 1. On the right hand side we will have 3 multiplied by x. By expanding the left hand side we will have 8x plus 8 minus 3x squared minus 3x. And on the right hand side it will remain unchanged. Simplifying the left hand side to group together the common terms, we will have 5x plus 8 minus 3x squared, because 8x minus 3x will give us 5x. The 8 and the negative 3x squared will remain unchanged. We shall now try to make the right hand side equals to 0 by bringing over the 3x. So we will minus 3x on the right hand side and minus 3x on the left hand side. This will result in 2x plus 8 minus 3x squared equals to 0. Can you recall how to solve this type of quadratic equation? Well, since the coefficient here is negative 3, we shall not try to use completing the square. And because we do not know whether this can be factorized, the easiest way is to use quadratic formula. Do you know what is the value of a here? Yes, a equals to -3. What about b? Well, b equals to 2, and yes, c will therefore be 8. To recall, a is actually the coefficient of x squared, b is the coefficient of x, and c is the constant term. Do you remember what is the formula? X equals to -b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac and the whole thing over 2a. We shall now substitute in all the values. So this is -b, which is 2, plus minus square root of b squared minus 4, and a is -3, c is 8, and over 2a, which is equals to -3. And this is what we will get. Simplifying the square root here, we will have -2 plus minus square root of 100 over -6. And the answer will be -1.33, or x equals to 2. Now remember, if you are pressing the calculator here, do remember to put the brackets where you're pressing the calculator, or press the equal sign after the numerator. Let's now look at one last example for fractional equations. Can we now cross multiply? The answer is no, because this is not a single fraction on the left hand side. It is actually two fractions here. Now, how do we change it to a single fraction? Yes, we will change it to common denominator. In order to do so, this term here will multiply by 2x plus 3 at the denominator and at the numerator. Well, this term here will multiply by 3 plus x at the denominator and at the numerator. And this is how it will look like. Next, we will expand the numerator in this way. And hence we will have 2x plus 3, and here we will have 12 plus 4x. At this time here, we will leave the negative sign unchanged. Next, we will put the numerators together. And how do we do that? We will have 2x plus 3 minus 12, and this is the important part here, minus 4x. A lot of people always forget to do this. Following from the previous step, we will have negative 2x minus 8 over 3 plus x multiplied by 2x plus 3 equals to 1 over 18. Now, what is the next step here? Yes, we spotted it. It is a single fraction equals to a single fraction. And hence we can now cross multiply. On the left hand side, it will be 18 multiplied by negative 2x minus 8. And on the right hand side, we will have 1 multiplied by 3 plus x multiplied by 2x plus 3. Now, do remember to put the brackets here, because when we multiply later, we will expand in this way. We will have negative 36x minus 144 equals to 6x plus 9 plus 2x squared plus 3x. Now let's try to simplify the right hand side by grouping the common terms together. We will have on the right hand side 9x plus 9 plus 2x squared, because 6x plus 3x equals to 9x. Let's put all the terms to one side so that one of the side is equals to 0. And since there are less terms here, we will bring this over, and do remember to change the sign. And hence we have 9x plus 9 plus 2x squared plus 36x plus 144. Now we will group all the common terms together again, and we will have 2x squared, 9x plus 36x equals to 45x, and 9 plus 144 will be equals to 153. Do you know how to solve this quadratic equation? Yes, we will solve it by using the quadratic formula. So what is the value of A here? Yes, A equals to 2 because it is the coefficient of x squared. What is the value of B? Yes, it is 45, and hence C will be equals to 153, which is the constant term. By substituting the value of A, B, and C into the formula, we will have this. And we will now simplify the numbers here inside the square roots. And this is what we will get. We will now split this into negative 45 plus square root of 801 over 4, or negative 45 minus square root of 801 over 4. Again, remember to press the bracket or press the equal sign after the numerator. And the final answers are x equals to negative 4.17 or x equals to negative 18.3. And we have concluded solving fractional equations that will lead to quadratic equations.